there yet? And there we go. Alrighty. Oh, itchy noggin. Hey everybody, I'm Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. Now, today, good people, we're continuing our C-47. We are. That's pretty much the nuts and bolts of the situation. Now, there's not really much left to do, happily. And yeah, that's it. That's all I can really say. All we've really got to do is a bit of decaling. There's a bit of tidying up on the paintwork that needs to happen. That's all good in the hood. This we will do. Yeah. Trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, there is also, yes, paintwork, decaling. There's some little knickknackeries that need to go on, but that's a whole nother story. Knickknackeries. In the meantime, don't mind me being very silly. Caffeine. Gin. Now, let's move that camera so that you can see what we're doing. And here we have it. Now, I actually did something this morning that I don't normally do, just to say I actually got around to doing something that's off camera. And it's to do with this. I had one of my wheels was giving me a bit of an issue yesterday. And I thought I'd correct it, and I hadn't. Is it stable now? It's stable. Giggity. Okay, yeah, that is. Oh, no, it's not. Now that just sucks. All right, what is your major malfunction? Well, that sucks. Now, here's the thing. You can see it's holding there, so... and it's quite... Is it simply a thing of it needs to dry for longer? It shouldn't. I mean, I did it an hour and a half ago. Typically, that is long enough. Well, be that as it may, that's okay. Now, bit of a pisser though. Never mind. What we'll do in the meantime, just get that onto there. All right. Now, I also need to assemble some engines. Actually, we can give me a moment. I am going to return it to this position because I'm going to do some painting first. Yes, I am. Because you'll see there's a little bit of the khaki that needs to go there. It's actually a khaki, not a drab, and a little bit there. So we'll do that. And there are also a couple of little touch-ups here and here that need to happen. Oh, and obviously there. So we'll do those. I have the paint ready, already shaken. Shake, ba ba da ba. I'm a shocker for that one. Don't know why. I was never that big a fan of it as a song. A bit before my time, admittedly. Now, deedly. Now, we shall. Boom. Here's a green one. I have a thing where I try to come here, open, damn you, open. Oh, for God's sake, really? Yeah, really. Come on now. Keep my paint pots within this. What is with this one? Really? Oh, for fuck's sake. There you go. The tried and tested tooth method. Can't believe I had to go through that sort of tosh. Never mind. My dentist and orthodontist would be having kittens if they'd seen that, I'm sure. Or knew that I'd use my teeth for that sort of a caper. Or maybe they wouldn't. I don't know. After all, I have reason to believe the human bite's actually pretty strong. Also very germy, I believe. I digress. Now, what we shall do next is just move this around this way a little bit. This isn't a complete, this jig isn't completed. There are other bells and whistles you can do on it. And I've got the bits to do it. It's just that to even get to this stage took a lot of sanding. I'm a very lazy man. However, I would say, even assembled to this point, they're very useful. I'm sure you can see why. These are my shit brushes. I do not want my shit brushes. I have 2 jars of brushes. My good brushes and my, as you would gather, shit brushes. These are my good brushes. We're going to roll, I would think, with, where is, woher ist, or ubi est, depending on which language I choose to trot out. We're going to go with this little number, I would suggest. Now, yeah, I haven't used this one before. Now, let's have a bit of a... I've just realised I've left my aircon on. I should probably go and turn that off. It will get very expensive otherwise. Give me a moment. I will first... I'll do that after I've done this auger lie. See how I feel in a few minutes. I would prefer to get this sort of at least. There's our line. It's nice and easy to define. I'll have to be doing a couple of coats on this, I'd suggest. Which is fine. I mean, after all, it is what it is. Now, the joy of this brush, I would suggest, will come more when I try to do the touch-ups on the wing, or on the wings plural, where the white has run down a seam. Because I think with this brush, I should be able to... there's something I need to get. I've got it. It's in one of my boxes. Transparent red. I'll get that out as well. Yeah. Anyway, this will be easier or better suited than a lot of my brushes to the intents and purposes of what's the word I'm looking for? Doing those smaller areas that need touch-ups. There we go. After all that waffling, I finally got around to what I was bloody trying to say. Cool, eh? Deary me, Robster. Never mind. As I said, this is going to take a couple of coats. And the concern is frankly not there. I should probably zoom in just a little so you can get a better idea. There we go. tidying up this little tail piece. Apparently, a gentleman informed me on a YouTube comment that most C-47s did not actually have this particular tail cone sort of thing in position, but both the aircraft I have, or the way they are configured in the pictures, shows them with these with the tail cone in position. So we'll take that as being the case. Yep, might want to move that a bit for you. Excuse me a moment, guys. There we go. Now, once I've done this, I'm going to pop over the other side. I'm going to break on through to the other side. Oh dear. Now you see, this is where Jim Morrison could turn in his grave. After all, he is actually dead. Some of the other people whose songs I sing, they're still alive. And yet I still managed to get them to turn in their grave. It's an impressive feat, you must concede. Now. Let us. I've ordered a Jesus, Rob. Really now? I'll zoom out a bit. Now, I've ordered a better sized map for this because what? As a quick little aside, for this, I'm referring to this spray booth that you can see I'm working inside. I've got a piece of wood underneath it because originally it was quite bendy. I didn't like that. Oh, no, I didn't like it. So I've done that. And if you get one of these, I'd recommend that as a modification. What I also want to do, though, is get a cutting board that will fill most of this. And I've managed to find one. Yeah. I digress. But yeah, that'll arrive soon enough. I'll be pretty happy about that. Because then I'll have a cutting board inside there which will protect this surface and yada, yada, yada. I'm sure you get the drill. Now, I think you're about to get a whole stack of a view of my hand. Or maybe not. Well, we might as well get this tail bit done. Then we'll do then I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about with regards to the where the white paint's run down a seam. We'll address that. Yes, we will. And then we shall get onto the decals, and hopefully we should be able to finish them. There's not too many of them, and the bigger reality of life, the universe, and everything. And this white got here because I was a bit clumsy with the brush when I was tidying up on some of the invasion markings. So it's a bit, yeah, cheers for that. Never mind. Shit happens. And shit will continue to happen. It's a fact. It's a fact you don't have to like, but a fact it remains. Now, let us. Yeah, I seem to be getting a bit of. I'm not sure if it's a thing that lacquers are prone to more than other paint types. But it does, as a paint type, seem to suffer a bit more than the others from paint reactivation. Where with acrylics, your bigger issue isn't activation so much as, unless you get the varnish on promptly, you're probably going to lose the paintwork you've done. And enamels are just thick and gluggy, but once they're on, they are rock solid. Lacquers are solid, but they do seem to have this paint activation thing that will happen, or reactivation when you go on top of something. So I'm not quite sure what to make of that, or whether it's just me, or, well, just me is probably the wrong way of wording it. It makes it sound like it's a personal thing. They're out to get me, man. But yeah, I don't know quite what to make. A second coat will address that, obviously. It's not a biggie now, is it? I mean, I can take a bit of a chill pill on that front. Now, I'm just going to pop this brush over here for a moment. I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to show you. There you go. That's not a bad little view, actually, right there. You can see how some of the whites run down the seam, and equally a bit there. So we're going to attend to that, guys, because, well, it looks a bit crap. In simple terms, it looks a bit crap. Now, so to that end. Now, again, this is where this brush, it's not a particularly heavy brush, which means I'm not going to come up with too much glug. And because it's in a seam, hopefully, my other concern is that the green will run down into the white. We'll see how that rolls out, shall we? No, we're good. It's okay, sir. We're solid. Now, hopefully the rest will do that for us. Let's see how we roll. There's only 3 of them. It's not that hard. Might do a little more on this side. I just realised I've also got to do a bit more on the tail piece there. That's fine. What I might also do is I'll actually do this little bit here while these sorts of areas are on my mind. And then I'll tidy up the little tail piece area. And then I reckon we're going to assemble engines. And then we'll see about doing decals. This is my considered opinion, people. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm Ken Brockman, and that's my 2 cents worth. Actually, I'm not Ken Brockman. Now, the question I always pose whenever I mention Ken Brockman, and I have yet to receive anybody who's given me an answer for this one, is can you name, or can you supply me with what Kent Brockman's name originally was? Because he wasn't always Kent Brockman, as far as when he was just a junior reporter. You get a cheesy grin from the big man if you supply me with the answer. No. Oh, hey, how you doing? Oh, well, these are the things. These are the things. Never mind. Yeah, it's a bit of a curse when you've been It's just the joys of work, isn't it? Certainly to my recollections. It's starting to come along now. 'Tis our aircraft. Who, Ken Brockman? No. The original name, and he was a junior reporter, was Kenny Brocklestein. Kenny Brocklestein reporting. It manifests during the episode where Homer first meets his mother. Joseph Mengele. You got to say of those guys, wow, you've got some out there perspectives on the world, you know. Apparently Mengele, prior to the whole Holocaust thing, and the whole Nazi, well, he was part of it. But yeah, before it all went very pear-shaped, shall we say, was regarded very highly as a geneticist. And a lot of his work was, I think he may even have gotten a Nobel Prize for it. Then he went a little bit rump there, shall we say. I was going to say, with regards to me asking what Ken Brockman's original name was, and you're supplying answers like Borman and Mengele, I'm reminded of the Monty Python sketch with the game show with the various socialist figures. Is a political struggle. Yeah. I would say, yeah. But I know that, so as I said, prior to World War II, I believe he was viewed as a leading geneticist. I'm unsure to what point some of his more interesting racial views were sort of involved in his work at that point, if you know what I'm saying. Although one thing I can confirm is that I know that a lot of what is contemporary genetics remains based on his work. He was even then, appalling though his methods were, groundbreaking. So yeah, but I would suggest you are correct that I don't think the Nobel Foundation would be going, yes, we'll just let him keep that award. Yeah. It's a bit like, here's an interesting one for you, and I think you may be aware of this one. I have reason to believe, happy to stand corrected on, that the 1933 Time Man of the Year was Hitler. Yeah. Of course, but this is again at a point in time where certain things hadn't manifested, but yeah. Although I remember yeah, that's the one. The now what was I? Yeah, because apparently the way the Man of the Year is chosen by Time is that they go on who's had the most or the greatest influence on the global political landscape that year. And yeah, Adolf got the jersey. And I remember discussing it with, or the whole premise of it, because the year that I think it was George W. Bush got it, was the year that bin Laden, I think it might have been 2001 or whatever. Bottom line, the guy I was talking to postulated, and it was hard not to agree, that, well, surely in actuality, from any objective appraisal, the jersey should have gone to bin Laden, because Bush would not have been able to have that influence had bin Laden not done the attacks. And you think, well, objectively, yeah, you're probably not going to win any friends with that as an approach, and no one's going to roll with that. But that is objectively, yeah, probably. Now, give me a moment. Now, engine assembly, kids. Engine assembly. And we'll get this out of the way for a moment, because whilst I've got all that happening there, I don't need to get this out in the way. Now, you're probably going to see my arm get in the way of the camera a few times here. I'm sure you'll deal. And if you don't deal, I'm sorry. That is entirely your conundrum. And there we have him. It's now safely drying until we wish to get the decals on. Now, good people, let us get to these engines, which also require, the decalings of which require painting, but we'll leave that discussion there as well. Backwards. I just realised something. Give me a moment. I try not to have my notifications on when I'm streaming on my phone. And there's a couple of reasons for that. But the biggest one is actually, excuse me, there it is. There it is actually because I got rumbled by Facebook, actually by Sony, to be fair, not by Facebook, for copyright breach, because my ringtone is the James Bond theme. Yeah, well, what was I? That's it. Yes, my ringtone. And basically, because my phone had rung while I was streaming, what their bot has picked up is, oh, this is the original James Bond theme from Dr. No. That's a breach of copyright. And I've gotten a warning as a result. And it's just more rumble than I need. You know what I'm saying, kids? Here we go. So that will go together like that. Now we'll need to file these edges, of course. There they are. Oh dear. Excuse me a moment. Over we go. Reaching and grabbing. There we go. Yeah, the fish tastes terrible. Well, surely not the entire ocean, although, let's face it, I mean, his body would have gone into the, probably the Persian Gulf, I think. Between that, water contaminated in the Pacific from Fukushima, wherever else would the fish have been hammered by any number of things? Actually, I'll tell you something that is an issue, apparently. Here's an interesting one, because I view it as interesting. Let me just check something. Is that a lump, or does it actually lock in? It locks in there, okay. Apparently, and when you think about this next statement, it's kind of obvious that that's going to be the case, but there's a huge amount of oil and explosives in, and indeed just general industrial waste in the both the Pacific and the Atlantic from the war, Second World War mostly. And yeah, some of them are quite deadly explosives that will indeed potentially go off, and all the rest. Well, yeah, that's another good point about the phone on silent as well, just that mere fact on its own. But yeah, now, so that'll go like that. All right. What's happened there? I'll fix that up. All in good time. I see another issue there. Just trying to get these little bits of extraneous plastic off. What is the technical term? Extraneous plastic. Let's have a look now. Something I need to, there we go. That's fitting much more nicely now. That's good. Now, something I need to do very quickly is turn my heater off. I'm going to rack up a rather substantial bill. So give me about 2 seconds, and then I will get back to assembling engines. Now, that's something I might want to consider very quickly. Rubber bands. Have I put them into the desk, or have I got them over here? Because they will be mighty handy, I should suggest, whereupon, or when it comes to holding the engine cowling together. Yeah, well, that is a thing, isn't it? I mean, it's a bit like having or being out to tea with someone and they're on their phone. Mate of mine's a shocker for that. Not going out to tea, but you'll be out. We go out fishing, and he's conversational and all, but he's somehow he manages to fish. And we'll go when we go for our break. He'll still be on his bloody phone. We'll talk. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's the thing he does. I remember his wife some years ago complaining that she was a Facebook widow. I can totally see that in him to a point. But he does actually, as I said, communicate outside of being on the phone. There we go. Right now. Oh, that's what we were talking of, yes. Oh, there you go. Yeah, well, I mean, all the planes that crashed, all the ships that sunk, everything. There's been no, shall we say, salvage operation. And we're not just talking 100 kilograms, we're talking tons, you know? I actually saw a thing about it in Australia, as I'm sure you can understand, we have the ABC as opposed to the BBC. And yeah, there was a thing on the ABC about it on the website. And basically, a lot of Pacific Island nations are, well, justifiably asking a few questions as to, and who's responsible for this, guys? Why should they have to clean it up? I believe is the position. When it wasn't them who put it there. You got to say, well, no, it wasn't, was it? So yeah, as to how that rolls out, we all know what the other side of that equation is. Yeah, good luck with that. That might not be the right attitude, but that's the attitude they're probably going to get. These are facts. Now, here's something I've got to say that's kind of swish about what Italeri have done. There's these little, I'll probably zoom in for this, actually. You can see there's little notches on the edge of the engine backing. So, all you got to do, now make sure I've got the right bits here, otherwise I'm going to look like a yutz. Yep, that goes with that one. Move that over to there. Is find your notches. Line them up. Boom. And that's where she goes. Now I'm going to glue that into position. I'm sure you're unsurprised by this fact. But yeah, that's pretty cool. And then all I've really got to do is put and while I'm here, I may as well have put these into position. There's two little bits there. Now, do they go front or back? This we will soon find out. But, okay. Yeah, it's nice and easy. Let's do this. Dealy, deal. Ah, got this going again. And there was much rejoicing. Come on. There we go. There we go. And where's that? There we go. Boom. Now, we just flip that over. Line that up. And there we go. Nice and beautiful. Now, these are ones I manufactured. So they're possibly not going to fit quite so nicely, we shall see. Now, it's only one way to see. First I need a mouthful of coffee. Coffee. Oh. Now, I think my best option here is this. I see. There's actually a little groove there for the correct part to fit in. Pity I don't have the correct part, never mind. Now, you get over here. We're going to go that way, aren't we? Yes. Yes, we are. Now, leave that facing forward. And there we go. That's actually pretty good fit overall. What I might do, toothpick. This is where toothpicks come into their own. Ooh. Coffee goes well with anything, right? Now, I might just nudge that a little more. That's better. There we go. I'll give you a zoom in. Whoop. So all I've got to do is let that dry, back on the other side. Boom. Then, of course, I've got to do the painting on that. Never mind. Now, let's glue this in. Now, what's today? Today is Tuesday. So, I would suggest there is an excellent possibility that I'll get. Ooh. I might be able to get. I might be able to get this done this very week. It's a bit exciting. There we go. one. Then we'll get our little vent in. And that will be 2. And then, buffet. We probably don't need to let them dry that long. I mean, I could probably even put that cover on now, I would suggest, but I'd like to let that dry and get a bit more solid. I've had way too many experiences of getting a bit too keen and then just doing my own head in. You'd think by that comment that I'm probably learning. Who would have thunk it, eh? Now, you go over to there. Oh, nice. Cool. Yeah, once I get this one done, as in the C-47, it's time to finish the B-17. And then it's time to complete the Ovotchkin. And then I start my projects. I have a lot of projects in mind, I do. Yes, I do. Oh, okay, I'll use a toothpick here, actually, I think. Big fan of using toothpicks in many ways. They've got only a truckload more delicacy than my own hands. Who would have thought, eh? No, not quite. There we go. Maybe just raise that up a touch. There we go. So that's them almost ready to rock and or roll. Jolly good. Now, next was decaling time. Now, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to... Here, which ones have I got to do now? If I do the one on the other side there, there's 2 Z's, a number... Now... So, let's just account for them all. There's our 2 Z's. One of the numbers, there's a D8. Here they are. Here's our little ship thing. Now I think that goes on the other side. It doesn't show us, which is annoying as all hell. There's a number of annoying features with regards to the decals on this kit. All right. Here's one thing. I've still got the box. Is there a picture on the front to show us where that other decal goes? No, why would you do that? All right. Well, we'll get all the other decals on at least. And then I'm going to do a bit of what my former housemate would refer to as Google foo. which is to say, hit Google and see if I can find out where there's a decal there. I think I know where it goes. I could be wrong. So that's why I'd prefer to Google on that one. Oh, hey, Penny, how you doing? Now, there's that. Those two. Almost. I think it's probably due a new blade. I've been using this scalpel for a couple of years. I think it's probably seen better days, as it's not really cutting it through the cardboard. There we go. And we'll slice through here. I'm really looking forward to, I've got a 12-inch square cutting board coming, and that will go out to about, I'd have to pull you back to show you this. And that will come out to about there on the, and back to about there. It's going to make working with this spraying booth does give some really good options. It does have some limitations that I needed to modify, in my opinion. Not the least of which was the fact that it didn't, or the vent didn't extend far enough. I've got all that sorted. Once I've got it fully up and running, because I haven't really had to yet, it's for airbrushing more than anything else, I'll show you how it's made up once it's fully armed and operational, as it were. Get that out the way. This yeah, it's yes, it's a ship decorative thing. I'm not quite sure. There's some words underneath. I'm not sure. I think they go on the other side. Have they been generous enough to supply us with that information? Not on your Nelly. So what I'll need to do is check that. Yeah. What you gonna do, eh? There's also like a first aid thing here. Again, have they bothered telling us where that goes? Why would you do that? I was just, Penny, I was, when I get back onto the B-17, which with a bit of luck will be next week, if you swing past, I'll give you a good look at the interior, because that's what I'll be working on mostly. So I reckon you'll find this is don't know, but I'm pretty sure that the interior of the 1:72 Memphis Belle is exactly the same as the 1:48. The only real difference is that it's smaller. So if you haven't had a really good gander, you'll be able to do so, potentially without opening the box. Yeah. Just a thought. Because I would say that the detail on the B-17 that I've been working on is pretty sexy. It's dead sexy. But yeah, just something you might want to be, if you wish to check that out. Excuse me a moment. Yeah, pretty much. As the 1:72, yeah, some of the detail is, like I said, pretty special. And I've had a really good time just doing that, knowing full well that, yes, and almost none of that's going to be seen by the punters. Do I care? Not on your life. Indeed, when I say the punters, who are the punters? They're just people coming over to my house. If they have an issue with what I have made, death will come swift and sure. Now, what I'm going to do, people, I'm going to put this away. I'm not a fan of leaving blades loose on tables. Well, depends on the nature of the blade, I guess. Here we go. A kitchen knife, you're not going to be too worried about. A scalpel, a live blade that's been sharpened chemically, and this is like a full samurai thing. Yeah, you might not want to leave that loose. Now, these are the decals we're going to put on today. We're going to get all of them on. Yes, we are. Ich habe gesprochen. Yeah, sometimes the German language gets ahead of me, kids. Now, there's something I might want to quickly consider. Get the scalpels out again. There's a couple of little, what's the word I'm looking for? Dotted lines, I guess, is the correct term. Where they've created the border of decals, and I don't really want them to be on bits of cardboard that I'm soaking. As to me, there's nothing to say they're not going to get in the way or just generally be a pain in the ass. So we'll get rid of them. Now, there we go. That's good. A little bit there. And once I've got these done, I'll go get the water so we can get this all done. And if you know, first I'll get the plane in position, then I'll get the water. Get that out. And finally, we go down here. There we go. Boom. Alrighty. Now, oh hey GB, how you doing? Now, I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be on, guys. Otherwise, I'd flick up the link to do the thing, because all I want to do now is just these decals. Actually, decaling takes longer than I always expect. Tell you what, I'll flick up the link, and if anyone wants to join, do feel free. That works for me as an approach, I tells you. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I'm Kent Brockman. Oh my God, I'm being Kent Brockman again. Now, I don't even, there I go. See, I'm always dropping into musical things. This time I'm doing the Mexican hat dance. I'm not Mexican. I don't even have, well, I do have a hat, but I'm not wearing it. And it's not a Mexican hat anyway. Cool. I tell you, kids. I tell you. Now, let's get all these ready to rock and or roll. Now, get our in front of the camera whilst here we go. We'll go that way, shall we? All right. I just realised that's not where I can leave the decals. I'm going to need that for the there. There. We'll put the decals there because I'll put the bowl of water there. That'll all happen. Talking to myself a bit there, guys. Sorry. Now, and I would probably be well advised. Here we go. So I'll be needing this. All right. Yep. Excuse me a moment. All righty. I'll hopefully catch you soon there, Panzer. Excuse me a moment, guys. Now, yes, it's all a rich tapestry. Okay, let's get that invite up. Like I said, I expect I'll probably only be on for another half an hour. But hey, at least that way, if you guys would like to join, you may feel free to do so. If, on the other hand, you couldn't be asked for half an hour, that too is entirely valid. Now, let me just get that warm water. And forgot that I hadn't washed the pot that I cooked last night's casserole in. Now you're going to hear splash, 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 splash as the water runs out of the bowl and into that, and yada, 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 yada. Ah, dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, slack ass. Never mind. There you go. Not too warm. What is it? Let's give it a bit of. Yeah, that's good actually. Alrighty, let's do this. Now. Up. Oh, dearie me. Ouch. Dearly. Bing. How you doing?
Good, thanks, Rob. Yourself?
Yeah, good, mate.
That's good.
All righty. Now, let's get on to this decaling caper. I believe that is the technical term, the decaling caper.
Like the jig you got there for the planes.
Yeah, I scored it online. And this isn't the full jig. The full jig has a few other little bells and whistles on it, but the thing was that as it is configured, it's pretty functional, as you can see, and B, because it's wood, it required a lot of filing and sanding, and I'm a very lazy man, and so I sort of figured, well, I've got it to the point of functionality. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
That's why I've left it to that point. But yeah, that's really handy in certain circumstances, and this is one of them.
Yeah, you can put different size scale planes on it by adjusting the
Yeah, it's fantastic for that. It falls heavily into the category of useful pieces of kit. So yeah, it's not an essential, but it's damn handy.
Yep. Yep, sure.
Now let's see if this is moving yet. Oh, it is. Jolly good. Now let's get a bit of decal setter going.
What's your next project after that, Rob?
B-17. I've got a good start on it. I've got most of the interior. Got it mostly detailed.
Yep.
And in fact, it's the Memphis Belle. Which I'm. There we go. I should probably zoom in a bit there. So we've got that one on, which I'm rather looking forward to finishing. Because I've got I've had a bad habit in the past of doing a project, thinking, oh, I wouldn't mind doing something else as well. Oh, and I'll do that as well. And suddenly I've got, and at the moment I've got, actually, if I wanted to go all out, there's probably 5 kits I could finish, but there's 3 I definitely want to get done.
Yeah.
And then once they're done, I'm going to do them in a line, which is say this one, the B-17, and a Lavochkin.
Okay.
And once they're done, I'm going to go on. I'm going to go on a bit of a Mustang rampage. I am.
Right.
Because it all starts as in not just the plane, but the cars as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm into the cars and motorbikes and Formula Ones and ships and World War II fighter planes.
Give us some. Once I get these decals on, which, like I said, may not take too long, I'll actually show you, because I've actually got what I'm going to do. You see, when I was a boy, and I was once, one of my favorite toys was a Mustang. Was a Matchbox Mustang.
Okay. Yep.
And as it happens, I found the exact type. I've got, excuse me a moment, of the exact type. It wasn't obviously my one.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got too much. This is going to be a bit tricksy. There we go, I think. Yeah, there we go. Now we're good. Yeah, one of the 1972 originals. Matchbox. And I figured, oh, that's cool. I got that. I thought, well, you can get some nice Mustang models.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I figured, well, I'll make it as a kit with the same paint job. And the thing was, I discovered that the 72 wasn't actually, well, I knew that the 72 wasn't actually my favorite type of Mustang.
Yep.
My favorite type is the 69. And I thought, well, you know, I could go the whole hog here, do the 69 with, oh, excuse me a moment, I'm going to need to do a bit of heavy-handed work here because, come here, you. There we go. I see the issue. I see, said the blind man. But anyway, yeah, because I also do like the aircraft, the Mustang.
Yep.
They are a classic.
Yeah, the 51.
The P-51, yeah.
Yep.
And they actually did go through a bit of an evolution, because the classic is the P-51D.
Yep.
Of course, there's the P-51A, and so I thought, well, why don't I not only do the cars,
Mm.
but a P-51A, and they also turned into the. That's got to be higher though. So how does? Sorry, man.
Yeah, I've already done the P-51D. I've already done that one.
Well, they became categorized ultimately as F-51s,
Mm.
and that was in the Korean War, because they. Now you see, there's a poser. Give me a moment here. Where is that meant to go exactly? Bit lower, you reckon, guys? Okay. Because what happened was that, or the thing that changed that designation. I see. I see how this rolls. Come on. Was that prior to, I think it was 1946, the US Air Force was in fact run by their army.
Mm.
They were the US AAF. That even affected the way the uniforms were decked out and stuff. But more to the point, there we go, I think. Yeah, there we go. More's the point, where fighters had been P-51s, P for pursuit, under the US AAF, they came to be configured F for fighter.
Mm.
Once they became an air force in their own right. And I'm not real happy with these decals. And the reason for that is the positioning. Do I need to go? I do need to go closer. Okay. Isn't real helpful.
Yeah, I'm working on a car at the moment. Almost getting that ready for my YouTube channel to put on. So
nice.
Good old Aussie car.
Why is this? I also I wanted to, because once I decided I was going to build the Mustangs, I decided I'd go a bit all out on some cars.
Mm.
And this decal isn't sitting properly because there's a raised piece of plastic underneath it, which needs to be there, but it's throwing the whole thing out. And it's just like, well, nice one, guys. You're not helping anyone's cause with that behavior. I'm thinking what I'll be doing is just hitting it heavily with decal soften. And that will get it to wrap around ultimately. So as you can see, it's all...
Yeah, that's the car I'm working on, Rob. That one there.
Oh, yeah, nice one. Oh, that's good.
That's so
sweet,
far, so good. So the GT Falcon.
Yeah, I wanted to get see if I could get the old Chrysler Charger.
Okay, yep.
As a kit, but you can't. You can get Dodge Chargers.
Mm.
But that's a different beast here. But what I did manage to get was give me a moment. Die cast That's really nice. I'll show you that in due course. Not happy.
Well, I might have to get it going, Rob, because my wife's calling me lunch is ready. Sorry, I couldn't stay on longer.
Well, yeah, don't be missing that, mate. You'll be in the bad books there.
Yeah. I better get going, Rob. Sorry, I couldn't stay on
All right,
longer.
no worries. I'll see you in due course. Have a good day.
All right, see you, mate. Bye.
Really not happy with this decal. It's not sitting right. It's not looking right. Oh, you bitch of a thing. Grrr. Down you go then. Grumble, grumble, grumble. All right. As I said, I'll be hitting that heavily with decal soften. I think will be the way to resolve that. Now, also on this side, we've got a number. Now the number goes about there. Is that underneath or so? Just talking to myself a bit here to get things lined up. Oh yeah. All right, so we're going to soak that. Now, let's see how this one rolls out. Still very grumpy about that. Like I said, I know that decal soften will fix that, but all right. Slight nudge across. There we go. Now the Z. Yep, okay. Starting to look all right. I'll be stoked once I get all the decals on, because then I can slowly but surely spend the day applying decal soften, fixing up wheels. Before tomorrow, depending where we are tomorrow, we can, well, we'll see how we're traveling. Now, all right. Now, there we go. All right. Now, next, on this side, I know this one's like, oh no, this one's not going to be getting me grumpy because there's nothing on that side. I ask you now. Italeri. Now, only 4 decals left, and then I'll wind the stream up, I reckon. So yeah, see how we roll. Oh, and I might see about putting the engine cowlings on the other side. Yeah, or completing the engines is more to the point. Now, I'd say this would probably be ready to go now. We going, not yet. You moving yet? You moving yet? No. Italeri. How about now? No. Still not moving, I ask you, eh? Ah. Yeah. We're going to go here. And come on. You know you want to. Down a bit, thank you. across a bit would be nice. Don't dig me around now. And just a little higher up that way. All right. Oh, hey, kitty guy, how you doing? You've arrived with me at the latter point of my stream, but I've got most of the decals on. One of which was a pain in the ass, is going to require a lot of decal soften, but I am comfortable with that. Now, I'll give you a bit of a goosey gander at what we did today. Surely I might. What's the time? Should also be able to get the engines completed very shortly, because there's not much to be done on them either. How you been, all right? Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'll be happy once I've gotten this done. Or not happy, happier. Oh, I won't get it done today, but I'm talking about this a bigger thing. So as I get further into other stuff I want to do, I get stuck into those cars. I do. It's true. But I just don't want stuff cluttering up my bench, you know. Now, once I've gotten all the different kits I want built, completed, before I move on, when I look at the next lot of kits, I'll set up a bit of more of a plan as to how I'm going to go about it, or about them. A bit more soaking required. Almost done with these though, happily. I reckon I might start moving now. No, still no. Denied. Let's see how we go this time. It is, but very slowly. I think the water's a bit cold. It's the issue we have here. Let's see if we're moving yet. Are we moving? Come on now. Come on. Come on. Oh, bitch. Hey, you're starting to get a bit frustrating now. Here we go. Now, about there. Italeri. Okay. Maybe nudge that up just a touch. Bit more. There we go. I think. Yeah, that'll do it. No, they have you do that as the very last thing. Curious little design. I'm not actually very happy with the bits of plastic, and I may even see if I can find a way of addressing that, because they're pretty flimsy. So much so that I'm a bit, I don't know about that one. Actually, I just realized it's probably a little high. Oh no, we're good. It's okay, sir. We're solid. Yeah, the not real keen on the methodology they've applied for. Excuse me a moment. Right. So just on the curve. Oh yeah. Yeah, got it. They've decided to use for that one. Fortunately, I do have options, and as such, I may choose to employ them. We'll see. We'll see. That moving? Sorta. Yep. Now. Now, finally, on the decaling front. And finally, once you've got this a bit more into position. All right. We have one more to put on. And that is the Z. All righty. Let's soak. Now, once I've got this on, I'll show you the other side. Then we can assemble finish the engines. And then I'll wind the stream up. Yes. That's what will happen, I reckon, as a plan. So you can see how we're traveling here. As I said, the D8 on the other side is an absolute horror story in my eyes. It needed to go on top of something, and the only way you're going to get that even is with decal soften, which is fine. I've got it. Can fix. It's just a pain in the ass. Story ends. Now, let's just get this C into position, shall we? A bit further across. A bit further up. There we go. Maybe a little touch. There we go. All right, so that's the decals on. So there's that side. There's that side. That's the creased decal. That'll be fixed with decal soften. Now, in the meantime, let me just get that down and somewhere safe, stable. Engines. All right. Now, I'm inclined to think, give me a moment, here we are. Boom. Rubber bands will help us here. Well, I'll be perfectly straight with you. There's the thing that's supposed to lock them in, and you don't glue them. But at the end of the day, this is pretty much how they're going to go in. So I would suggest that, yeah, they can spin. So all they need, so long as they stay put, I'm quite happy to not glue them. So yeah, oh, they don't. They're pretty snug even then. I'm gonna have to file that out just to get it in properly. So they're not going to be free spinning at all. That's okay. Anyway, let's just glue these covers on. Well, these cowlings is the correct term, isn't it? Around here. All right. Now, get this, and on she goes. Now, get a rubber band. And I'll just hold that together with that, just to let, or do I even need to? I probably wouldn't hurt to. Something like this is what I require, a small one. A couple of small ones, in fact. Boom. Don't. Pull that down. There we go. There we go. Boom. 1. Once that's fully dried, I wonder, I can see I can get that a bit more snug. I'll probably bore that little bit there out a bit. Now let's do the other one. Then that's our engines up and running. Get our engines running. Ba-da, ba-da, bam. Hang on, I can't quite read that last one. No, No, I don't have a pet bird, mate. I have birds that hang around the front because I put bird food out in a bird bath. Yeah. Over here, not so much at this time of year, but certainly in summer, it's actually considered a good thing to do, because if it's a 40-odd degree day, local wildlife, and not just wildlife, general animals, need access to water. And sometimes it's not that easy. In Australia, I'm sure you're probably aware of that. We are famous for that fact. It's a curious thing, Australia. Some parts of Australia, there are times when it can be incredibly wet. That's no bullshit. It really can. Up north, it's called the wet season for a reason. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, that's the monsoons and shit. But no, I don't have a pet bird, mate. That's just the native bird species flying around. If you want to hear real noise from native birds, they got to hear cockatoos in action. They go bunter. Alrighty. Oh, you bitch of a thing. It's still going to hold adequately, I believe. All right. So again, engine. All right. That is me done for today. All righty. Okay, well, thanks for watching, everyone. I do appreciate it, genuinely. Now, time for my wind-up spiel. First-time viewers, there's a magic button I'd like you to hit, and it's follow, like, or subscribe. It's a pretty simple equation all up. Other platforms. If you'd like to track me down on other platforms, I'm Rob the Builder on Facebook and YouTube. I'm Robster the Builder on Instagram, Twitch, and Discord, and Rob the Builder and Food Monster on Twitter. 3 magic words. Now, just so as you know, just so as you know, they're not abracadabra. They're not Shazam. They're not even open sesame. They're follow, like, or subscribe. Now, finally, good people, I will be back tomorrow. And I've managed to stop myself from trotting out the Tomorrow song from Little Orphan Annie. Remarkable self-control, that. Yes. Anyway, tomorrow I'll be back. don't reckon we're going to be finishing our C-47, but we're going to be pretty bloody close. Yes, we are. We may even get ourselves close enough that I will go, you know what? I'm done. Off camera and get started fresh next. Actually, that would be cool if I can get us to if we can get to a point where I can just get it done. Maybe just need weathering or whatever done on it. Finish it off, put pics up, and start afresh next week on the B-17. That would be a good outcome. We shall work on that. But at the end of the day, good people, I will be back tomorrow. Same kit time, same kit channel. Hopefully I'll catch you all then. See yous.